episode ended on a major cliffhanger when Michelle confronted David's cousin about the text message he claimed to send her.
Just kind of wanted to see, like, if you could just give me the rundown of the text message, like your side of the story.
All basically David did was shoot me a text saying, like, hey, can you cover for me? And I was like, yeah, sure, I got you. I didn't know every detail, and when I did find out, I was like, oh no, like, I can't be on board with this anymore.
So there was, you're saying that there was no picture of food that you sent?
No, that is incorrect.
So how was it, watching that and seeing the other side of the conversation and what your cousin had to say about it?
My cousin Denise, she's my number one, and she's a woman that sticks up for other women, and she don't put up with some bull either. So she's very disappointed in me. I guarantee that.
That's the next question. What was the conversation with you? When Denise,
why you put me in this and then knowing you up? So to all the women in my family, that's gonna hurt to see all over. And I want to apologize to Denise as well for putting her in that position, because it should have just been me as a man coming up forward and saying I'm up.
Well, I'm happy that you have that realization now. I do appreciate you saying, okay, hey, now I recognize that I could have done things different, should have done things different, and also how it impacted the other women that I love. So, I'd like to know, Madison, what are you thinking when you saw that on tonight's episode?
I mean, it's a situation that nobody wants to be in, whether you're male or female. I mean, it's not a fun conversation or realization for anybody. So I think there's a lot that needs to happen in terms of conversations with you and Michelle, and a lot of things that need to be said.
Yeah. And I know, look, y'all gonna have to turn it next week, because I want to be like, so who the hell were you texting? Sir, that's the real question.
Baby.
But, I'm sure we're gonna find out next week. I don't know what else I gotta say about that. You have anything? Wanda's like, don't ask me nothing. I'm done. Well, David, that brings us to tonight's do-over segment. If you could go back and handle the situation with the text message differently, what would you do?
Not send a text, no.
That part?
Yeah, that part. I think I know I would have just been straight up with Michelle and been like, hey, this is what the issue is. This is what happened. But do apologize for putting her in that situation.
So what do you do now? Where do you go from here?
Work on myself and try to find out that thing that how I should come out with it and say it.
Mm-hmm. One thing I know is that there's something very simple, very pure, and very honest about being unapologetically exactly who you are. And in turn, what it also does is attracts the people who are supposed to be in your experience. That is all that we have time for tonight. But before we go, here's a preview of what happens next week on a brand new episode of Married at First Sight.